I'm Rick and I want to talk about some new fins that I've got and just tried out. The fins, or frog pedals as my friend calls them, are leader fins. You can see they're quite short and got a carbon fibre blade and have an open heel at the back. My normal go-to fins are dive R negras with a strong angle. I really like my dive Rs, but there are circumstances where another fin might be better. The big advantage of the short fin is that it fits in the hatch of my jet ski, which is a little more secure than tying them on the back. And I'm a shorter person, and short people can have shorter fins. But why the open heel? I'm an old man and my body isn't quite what it used to be. I've got arthritis in one of my big toes. I suspect it's bone necrosis. Whatever, it can give me a bit of grief. The grief's not so much when I've got the fin on and swimming with it. The grief is when I'm walking over rocks or walking towards the dive site. The uneven ground tends to give me jip in the toe. So I like to use hard sole boots. The other consideration is that as you get older, your middle ear function drops and your sense of balance goes with it too. And that makes it a lot harder to walk over rocks into the water. A nice, good, solid sole underneath your feet, especially one that protects your big toe, makes it a lot easier and makes it a lot more stable walking down to the beach. Open heel fins are made for heavy boots and it's a lot easier to fit them in. Yet another factor is putting the fins and taking them off. This can be a bit awkward, especially when your balance is not as flash as it once was. I'm not as limber and I don't bend in the middle the way I used to. And I don't like looking stupid rolling around the beach trying to get a set of full-foot fins on. So I thought I'd try the open heel. My hope was that I could get the fins off and on a fair bit easier. I wanted a soft fin, and most of the scuba diving fins are just a little bit too rigid for me. So, carbon fibre blade was just what I needed. These fins are made in Lithuania. I got the foot pockets and the fin and the blades separate, and it took me about 3 or 4 days only to get the blades, but it took me a month to get the foot pockets. Maybe one came by plane and the other by boat, I don't know. So this morning I took the fins for a swim. Getting them on was definitely easier, but you do have to get the tension on and strap on the back right. And that takes a little while, a little bit of fiddling. The system on the leader fins is a pretty old-fashioned sort of system, and once it's locked in, and once it's all set up and right, it's good. But you can't adjust your tension very easily on the beach. The tension was a little bit loose when I went in, and my feet moved a little bit inside the fin pockets, and that meant that you lost a little bit of power going through to the blade. As with any fin, it's important to take your boots, etc. along with you when you buy it to make sure that foot pocket fits just right. But for surface swimming, they were okay. Yeah, they certainly took you where you wanted to go. The big difference is in duck diving. You don't have that long length of blade to push you down in the water. So you dive and you have to wait a little bit longer to get your fins under the water. Then you have to start kicking and have to start swimming seriously to get your way down. I don't think it requires any more effort to get down there, but you have to be more industrious and just kick a little bit more often, flutter kick a bit more often. It's about technique, not about effort. On the bottom, they were really good. They were short. Even though they weren't bent on them at such an angle, it was really good when you tried to snuggle down behind a rock to sneak up on a snapper. And the surge didn't seem to wash you around so much either. Coming back up, pretty much the same, pretty easy. No problem with them there. Just takes a little practice to get the right kick stroke. It's a lot easier carrying them down to and back from the water. It would be nice if there was a greater blade angle. So, yep, I like them, I'll keep them. I won't use them all the time. I certainly wouldn't use them on a blue water trip or when I'm working out of a boat or a dory. But when I'm going over the beach or when I'm using the jet ski, yep, they're definitely good.